Thank you for returning to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Stop what you're doing, put down your phone, crank up the volume, and listen if you're just joining us. What we just saw in the United Arab Emirates is more than a simple tennis match. It's a declaration. In women's tennis, the tectonic plates are changing. In Dubai, we were promised a struggle. We were assured of a typical first-round match at the duty-free tennis championships in Dubai. However, we received a shock wave that is still resonating across the tennis world, from the hard court to the aviation club to Manila. For once, the excitement is genuine and the headline is screaming. The whole tennis community was taken aback. The 20-year-old Filipino wonder Alexandra Eala just put on a show against American powerhouse Hailey Baptiste that defies the tour's rationale, the rankings, and the odds. We are examining a real-time update scenario that has quickly turned into a landmark event. Before we break down this shocker's anatomy, let's set the scene. The WTA 1000 tournament is the Dubai Tennis Championships. The major leagues are this. In rural areas, this is not a challenger. The elite flock here to play at this desert gem. In the bracket, you have players like Coco Gauff, Ariane Sabalenka, and IG Swiatek. In the midst of this gladiatorial arena, there is a first-round bout that on paper appears to be a standard stepping stone for the American with a higher ranking. Hailey Baptiste is securely ranked in the top 40 worldwide, a player with a game designed to destroy lighter opponents, big ground strokes, and much tour experience. Alex, the pride of the Philippines, was up against her. He came into this main draw determined to burst through the glass ceiling and reach the elite level. We were aware of the past. We were aware that Eala fought through a 3-set thriller in Eastbourne last year. However, the pundit claimed that Baptiste's strength would be excessive in Dubai's hard courts. According to the analyst, the American serve would be favored by the court's pace. The commentators were mistaken. Today, we are dissecting a tactical masterclass and mental toughness that are uncommon in athletes this age. We are discussing a match that was characterized by extremely close margins, breakpoint saves with veins of ice, and forehand winners who accurately painted the lines. Eala's participation isn't the only surprise. That's how she broke the superior power player's routine. We are not merely reading the score line in this in-depth analysis. We will walk through the crucial points one by one. The biomechanics of Eala's lefty forehand, which gave Baptiste nightmares today, will be examined. We will examine the second set's psychological warfare. We'll talk about the implications for the WTA rankings and why this particular match could be the catalyst that turns Alex Eala from a promising young fighter into a serious contender. Tennis fans, fasten your seatbelt. The athlete sporting the Philippine flag was the coolest on the court despite the growing desert heat. Let's take a closer look at TO's understanding of the significance of this update. We must remove the layers. The path to that particular Sunday night in Dubai has been difficult for both women, and you cannot enjoy the destination if you do not comprehend the journey. First, let's discuss the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships background. This competition is well known. Dubai's conditions are rather challenging. It's dry outside. In humid circumstances, which often favor big hitters like Hailey Baptiste, the ball travels through the air more quickly. In Dubai, a flat ball stays hit when you hit it. It skids, the defender is rushed. This surface is theoretically a disadvantage for a player like Alex Eala, whose style of play is based on counterpunching, lefty spin, and building points instead of just blasting to cover off the ball. Hailey Baptiste had a well-defined strategy going into this match. Intimidates the court. At the age of 24, Baptiste has grown up a lot. She's among the top 40. She has been regularly participating in main draw Grand Slam competitions. She can score free points with her powerful serve. She was favored going into this round of 64. The betting markets were aware of it. The pundits were aware of it. She was in the lead, despite reliant on the withdrawal pandemonium that always occurs before to a 1000-level event, either entering as a direct acceptance in certain situations or as a lucky loser from qualifying in others. But there's no denying that Baptiste ball striking is exceptional. Then there is Alex Eala, the graduate of the Rafa Nadal Academy, the young woman who has been carrying the national burden since she was a youngster and has won Grand Slams. However, making the switch to the Pro Tour is a cruel and harsh process. She has struggled with consistency, as we have seen. The saber analytics of contemporary tennis have overtaken her. Today, however, was different. Let's discuss the mechanics of the contest. Eala's use of the lefty advantage is by far the most significant element in this shock update. The riskiest pattern in tennis is the cross-court forehand from a left-hander into a right-hander's backhand. For 10 years, Federer was destroyed by a doll using that design. Eala did more than just utilize it today, she misused it. Baptiste attempted to command with her inside-out forehand from the very first game, aiming to hit Eala's backhand wing. Eala, however, was waiting. I always stepped in when Baptiste went cross-court, taking the ball early to reroute it down the line without backing up. A champion's shot is that particular backhand down the line. The shot has a poor percentage. It's dangerous. However, Eala was striking it with an incredibly narrow margin of error. The shock truly hit during the first set. A boisterous number of Filipino supporters, together with a mix of expats and ardent tennis fans, anticipated a feeling-out procedure. They received an ambush instead. In the third game, Eala broke Baptiste, and it wasn't because to double faults. Unrelenting depth earned the break. Eala had the best depth of shot of the season today. Baptiste had to hit off her back foot because she was regularly landing the ball inside 6 inches of the baseline. The unforced error count continues to rise when a power player, such as Baptiste, is forced to hit sliding backward. The serve, however, was the true highlight of the opening set. In the past, Eala's serve has been her weak point. It has frequently been vulnerable to assault because it sits up too well for returners, but today's placement was flawless. She had no intention of reaching 12 mph. Baptiste was pulled from the doubles alley and hit into the open court as she slid the slice serve out wide on the ad court. Tactical genius triumphed over physical power. There was hush among the neutral fans when Eala ended the first set. Hold on a second, they realized. It's not just competition for the underdog, she is giving orders. Tennis is become a game of adaptation. Baptiste was not going to leave gently, as you knew. The Americans stepped up their attack in the second set. The shock update becomes a thriller at this point in the game. Her returns were crushed by Baptiste. She began to move away from Eala and visit the net. In the second set, there came a moment. We'll refer to it as the tipping point. 4-4 was the score. Serving 15-40 is Eala's job. For Baptiste, 2 break points. We go to the decider if Baptiste breaks in here and serves to the set. Additionally, a third set is typically won by the more seasoned player. The ancient Eala may have fallen apart at this point. The opponent, the lights, and the pressure of the WTA 1000 stage. However, this is where the new ELA first appeared. Eala hit a high kicker, a hazardous second serve, on the opening break point. Baptiste made a small mistake. They participated in a 14-hour shot rally on the second break point, and I would like you to picture this. The ball is being hammered by Baptiste. Flack, flack, Eala keeps taking in information. Then suddenly, in the middle of a power rally, Eala makes a drop shot, a shot from a drop. It was bold. It was disrespectful in the most athletic way imaginable. Eala put away the volley, Baptiste scurried, barely made it, and popped it up. She waited. The dagger was in that grip. Hailey Baptiste's body language is a little slouched, as you can see. That percentage is critical in high-level sports. The match's final moments were a haze of passion. Eala felt blood. She was aware of her mental advantage. The last game was a miniature version of the whole conflict. Baptiste uses big serves to save match points. Eala's amazing defense earned them back. A Baptiste forehand sailed long when the last ball was hit. The response says it all. Eala did not simply drop to the floor. She looked at her box while standing erect and clenching her fists. Relief wasn't it? It served as confirmation. So why is the whole tennis community in disbelief? What is causing this headline to trend? Ramifications for ranking. ELO gains a significant number of ranking points with this one. A first-round victory has a higher value in the WTA 10,000 structure than a deep run in a smaller tournament. This brings her one step closer to the highly anticipated top 100 debut. It modifies her eligibility to compete in future events, like as the Miami Indian Wells. There will be fewer qualifying rounds, less weariness, and more chances to compete against the best. The major draw mindset. Eala has been criticized for years for being a main draw journeyman, but a qualification queen. She could defeat the lower-ranked players, according to critics, but she couldn't keep up with the speed of the top 50. She has dispelled that narrative by defeating Baptiste, a strong, knowledgeable top 40 player, on a quick hard court. She has demonstrated that she is worthy of being on the main stage as well as the side courts. Asian tennis is making a comeback. Eala is establishing herself as the next torchbearer in the evolving Asian tennis scene. Although the support she gets is amazing, it puts more strain on her. She turned that pressure into gasoline today. The game's development. This match demonstrated how the hybrid era of tennis is challenging the power era, which involves simply hitting the ball as hard as you can. It is an example of a hybrid style, opportunistic power combined with spin, touch, and angles. She provides a model for how smaller players might thrive in the current game by neutralizing Baptist's pace. The shock becomes even more apparent when we examine the numbers. Around 70% was Eala's first serve percentage. That's the gold standard when it comes to a returner like Baptiste. However, breakpoint conversion is the most telling statistic. Eala was a clinical person. She gambled. Yes, Baptiste had more winners, but she also made twice as many unintentional mistakes. In contrast to emphasize genuine tennis, Eala played winning tennis. She performed on the scoreboard. She played both circumstances and the opponent. Her coaching staff deserves recognition as well. The obvious strategy was to take advantage of the Baptiste movement. Baptiste would rather deliver while standing. Eala forced her to flee. She made advantage of the court's entire breadth. We witnessed slices that perished on the court, deep lobs, and short angles. Out there was a lesson in geometry. This is a difficult pill for Hailey Baptiste to take. A first-round loss in a 1,000-person event is a blow to her fantastic season, but she shouldn't give up too easily. Today she encountered a buzzsaw. She did a good job playing. She refused to give the match to him. A player played the match of her life and simply outmaneuvered her. She will recover on the American swing, and Baptiste's power remains outstanding. However, she suffered a traditional upset today. The challenge now is, can I keep this up? Although the first round is shocking, the great champions support it. Dubai has a dangerous allure. No matches are simple. However, Eala has gained confidence as a result of her victory. She enters the following round as a dangerous floater that no seed wants to face, not as a hopeful qualifier. Consider yourself a top 10 seed. You assume Eala just took out when you look at the draw and see her. Baptiste in a thriller or straight sets. She has a sense of the ball. She is left-handed. I have no desire to play her. Today, Eala has earned that aura. Additionally, this outcome conveys a message to the remainder of the trip. There is more to the Generation Z wave than golf and Raducanu. Alex is riding the top of a second wave that is approaching. The professionalism, the poise, the accuracy, everything was on exhibit. I put a stop to it. The best moments in sports are those that make you sit up and say, wow. We keep an eye out for the unpredictable. We keep an eye out for the unplanned drama. Alexandra Eala provided us with one of those moments today. This was more than just a scoreboard victory. This served as a proclamation for the millions of Filipino fans who would stay up late or get up early to see the scores. This is a time to celebrate our country. However, it is a notice to the tennis community around the world. It's a sign that Alexa has emerged as a WTA circuit force rather than a young prodigy. There have been a lot of upsets at the Dubai Tennis Championships over the years. It has witnessed the emergence and fall of stars and legends. However, this Sunday in February 2026 may be the first thing that comes to mind when we reflect on Alexandra Eala's professional path years from now. The match versus Hailey Baptiste could be considered the turning point. The realization that she is not limited to the best players on the floor. She is capable of defeating them. The ripples of shock are still subsiding. The reality is straightforward. But the analysis will go on for days. Alex Eala is on her way. The desert fantasy is still very much alive. Here, we'll be tracking her progress through the upcoming round. Every serve, every forehand, and every drop shot will be examined. Don't miss a beat. Please hit the like button if you found this in-depth examination of this startling live update to be enjoyable. It aids the algorithm in locating further tennis enthusiasts who should be aware of this information. To ensure you don't miss our coverage of the second round, please subscribe to the channel. Because based on today's events, Dubai is going to be an exciting ride. Comment in the space provided below. In your opinion, how far can Alex Eala get in this competition? Is this the momentous discovery we have been anticipating? What were your thoughts about Baptiste's performance? Let's start the conversation. Keep an eye on the ball till the next time. Absolutely anything can happen in the realm of tennis. I'm going to sign off. What a match and good night.